We're going to start off with Councilman Campbell. Give us the Pledge of Allegiance, and Councilman Shaves gives the open prayer. Please. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we are grateful to bow our heads before thee, grateful to be gathered this evening at the City Council meeting, grateful for the blessings that we have, the ability that we have to live in amongst a great group of citizens that help one another out regularly. What a wonderful place that we have to live in, and where we express our thanks and gratitude for the opportunity we have to be here. We're grateful for the moisture that we received as well. We pray that we'll continue to receive this moisture. We pray at this time that we might have by guidance, that we might be able to make wise decisions this evening and for the benefit of this city. And we're grateful for those that have contributed their time and dedication and efforts towards helping the city grow and become what it is. And we give you thanks for these blessings and ask for thy Spirit to be with us this evening. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Joey and Gary. Approval of agenda.
Mayor, I'd move that we approve the agenda as it stands.
Actually, I think we need a change.
Okay.
I move that we eliminate item D2, city manager's
Report.
Yeah.
We're going to take that off the agenda.
Yeah, move to the first.
Okay, so can I get you have a motion? You motioned that?
I motion.
I get a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're going to change the agenda there. Anybody have any disclosure and declaration of conflict? Anybody? All right, we'll carry on. We've got a review and possible approval of meeting minutes from October 5th, October 19th, and November 2nd. I got through part of those minutes and I got sidetracked with fire district, so I haven't been through them all, but does anybody else look at them and make sure they look good?
I'd make a motion to approve consent agenda item 1 with minus October 19 minutes because they're not in there. So it'll be October 5th and November 2nd.
Okay. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, item number 2, a review and possible approval of city expenditures from September 2022 and October 2022.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
This is a roll call vote. Joey?
Aye.
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 Motion approved. All right. Start off city department. We are going to have a report from Stanley Consulting on our parkway.
Mayor, we have Bob Lamro with Stanley here to report on that course.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good to
Council.
have you here.
It's so good to be here. Good.
Great.
Any other questions? We're good. I sent Daisy some pictures to kind of show you some of the things that are going on. This is the slope as you go down into Shangri-La that they've cut back, and it's a pretty crazy cross section. Just wanted to show that. Yeah, can you hear me? Is that better? Okay. This is them working on the riprap that's on the edge of the roadway for the entire length of the roadway. We're probably about 30-40% done with the riprap. So that work is progressing. We are about 55-56% done with the pipe for the project. That's obviously been the most challenging part of the project so far, and slowly but surely we're getting that done. Let's see, the pedestrian tunnels, those are put in and they've been backfilled. They're currently working on getting those painted, getting the graffiti paint done in those. And then we've probably placed about 40% of the granular barrow. The final paving section for the roadway is 12 inches of granular barrow and then 6 inches of road base and then 2 inches of asphalt. So they've started that operation of putting that paving section in. Isn't it too?
It's not too.
Sorry, it's 3. My bad. 3 inches. Sorry.
That's why we're a team.
That's right. I haven't printed it, so I wouldn't do that. This is just them working on patching things up and the pedestrian trails.
Is that the,
It's a triple box at Flume Wash.
oh, that's Blue Moss, okay.
Yep.
There's 3. There's 2 that are storm drain and 1 that's a pedestrian, and it also functions as a high flow storm drain pass on that
At Blue Moss.
at Flume. Yep. No, so there's 3 boxes inside of that. There's only 2 box culverts on the project. One that's a pedestrian on the low property, and then this one that's in the Flume Wash property, or at Flume Wash.
This looks like the low piece, doesn't it?
It's too wide to be
Okay,
low.
Okay, it just, okay.
So that's the major items that we're working on right now. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about what's
This-
going
which
on.
one's this?
I can't tell from there. Mike,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
would almost guess that that's pedestrian because it's
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's
thinking, yeah. it's one
flared
big-
out already.
Yeah.
So that'd be the pedestrian
Is it
underpass.
pedestrian or cattle?
Cattle. It's designed
It's
as,
the 12 by 12.
there you go. Anita, nicely done.
I was up there today.
So I think for council, one of the things that's you can, the subgrade is basically done beginning to end on this phase. There's a little section that's not done, kind of in the middle. They still have to place some sleeves up on the north end. They've been working very diligently to finish from the north end down to about Flume Wash.
Yeah.
Is that pretty fair?
Yep.
And so that's where they've been focusing on placing riprap. That's where they've got subgrade and granular borrow placed,
Yeah,
subgrade
we
done,
drove it
granular borrow.
a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
or
so they're working through those areas, but the utilities, there is still, I mean, half, they're
Yeah.
probably half on pipelines.
A little bit over
And
half.
actually, they might not, even with the sleeves, they might not even
Yeah.
be at half yet, so.
Okay,
What's going to happen during the winter months? Is there going to be a complete shutdown, or what can you accomplish?
So do you want, I can talk to that, Bob. So what, by contract, they should, their time ends roughly, right? There's no work that should take place and just no paving work in December, January, February, roughly.
Yeah.
We're going to, as of right now, we're going to allow them to work because they can lay pipe, they can do earthwork, they can do all those operations. They just can't lay asphalt. So they can try to catch up. We're actually going to have a negotiation meeting with them. It's probably the best term for that, to work through days, time frame, costs associated with it. And that's, Lance is in Vegas this week. And so I think we're shooting for the week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're still trying to get
To
that
have that.
nailed down so we have all the players present
So
to make sure.
they,
it gets-
they will continue to work.
So there's, contract time is scheduled to end on the 15th of December, but they have roughly a month of future use conduits that are going to go into each of the intersections. And then there's about a month of delay for that when we change the sewer manholes. So really their contract time will be near the middle of February. But because they won't be able to pave until we get temperatures, which is typically first part of April, they'll most likely continue to work during those time, get all that done so they're ready to pave as soon as it's warm enough to do it. So
is it that late, April?
What is the temperature? Because I think it was 2
it's
years ago.
50 degrees and rising. So you get temperatures earlier than that, but you don't get a big enough window to really make it, worthwhile to pave. So, yeah.
They were going to, so my understanding is they're still waiting for some posts for the north end. But they were doing fencing around the intersections, and I think they're on the schedule to start.
Yeah, they want to, they're
Soon.
probably going to start next week, or they may just come out and kind of get mobilized and then start after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And any of the council, if at any point you want to drive the site, we're more than happy to take you, or, I know Ty's taking a few of you on tours, but we're happy to have you come take a look.
Dan, you got a question real quick?
Yeah, just wondering, I assume they use something like Microsoft Project for the project schedule. Is it folded anywhere where you can see where the slippage is?
I don't know if
We're not using Microsoft.
It's Primavera 6, is what we're using. And no, it hasn't been posted anywhere.
I don't know, is that even, I don't think
No,
that's
it's
for
not.
public, that's a private business, I don't know if we can even post that, but when we get to our bills, you'll be able to see that, what we're being
for the citizens, kind of our plan is we had worked towards trying to have a more consistent update in council. That's the reason Bob's here this time. And so we're going to try to do a better job of getting that information out, if not monthly, probably every other month, something like that, to where we can keep our citizens aware of what's going on.
DC,
The people that are hauling in the road base, it's greatly appreciated those trucks that do go 25 miles an hour. And Sunrock is really good about obeying the speed limit. But if there's a yellow or an orange truck that doesn't get the speed limit very well at all.
Bob, would you talk
Is
with?
it a dump truck?
What kind of dump it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring that up
He
and
goes ripping past my house, takes the chandelier shape.
Yeah, and
I'll address that tomorrow.
Charles has been really good. If we've
Yeah.
complained, they've gone right to the subcontractor and addressed them. So
They're on speed limit.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me know that because I'll talk to that tomorrow in our meeting and make sure we get that corrected.
Especially where the one school.
Oh, yeah.
He goes fast down the boulevard as well, so it'd be nice if we could address that.
Well, it's good to know. Yeah, we'll absolutely address it.
okay, any other questions real quick? Thank you.
thanks,
bet.
Bob.
All right, we're going to skip down to, I guess we're skipping, we're down to item E1. Interview candidates to fill the vacancy of the city council. So Corey he's on fire duty tonight. We've heard his interview questions before, so you guys can remember Corey Turner. So let's keep him tonight, if, you know. So what's our order this evening? Oh, it's right here in my list. I'm blind.
Todd, Wayne, and
So Todd, Wayne, and then Angela. So Todd Sands, you gotta come back up. Greg, can we have you and Anita scoot back one row? Sorry, Anita. Don't get you confused with the candidate. And the great thing is we have 4 councilmen here, so I don't have to ask any questions. So I'm just gonna sit back and listen. So we're gonna go down the list here. We're gonna start with Joey and then Ty, Gary, and then Chuck. So, we're gonna change that to, instead of mayor there, city council on that first one, Joey.
I got that already.
All right. Go ahead.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, why do you feel you are qualified to be a city council member?
Well, I don't have any direct experience on a city council, but I have a lot of experience within city government. I worked for a first responder agency, and I've had a lot of interaction with mayor and councilmen and the different positions I've held on that. And I've had the opportunity to see good public policy that it affects not only residents, but also government employees. And I've had the opportunity to see bad public policy that affects the residents and the employees. But I can, evaluate different decisions that need to be made, look at both sides of the issue, take input from our residents, that kind of stuff prior to making a decision. And I'm able to use the expertise of the city staff and the council and the mayor with their input.
Looks like you got both your questions at
Pretty
once.
much, yeah.
What was your second
Yeah.
question?
The second question is, what experience have you had with the local government? So you pretty much answered that also.
It's almost like deja vu.
It's almost.
All over again.
Real quick, I forgot to mention, we're going to try to hold these to 2-minute responses. So just to
Yes,
keep
sir.
this moving forward. Not to say you took more than 2 minutes, but 2-minute response. Ty,
So
go
I'm going to
ahead.
put them together for you, same ones as last time. 3 issues you see facing Tokerville, and then 3 goals that you have for Tokerville City.
I think the 3 issues, communications, which you guys have, appreciate how you guys are working on the communication between the council and the mayor and the residents. So that was one of my big issues, was the communication. But we still need to work on the website and stuff because there is not any able to find any news information on there about what developments are going on in the city, what updates for all the different things that we got going. So I think that would be one. Another one I think we need to do is work on our, which you guys are starting to work on, is the City of Tocqueville ordinances, regulations, laws, all that kind of stuff, and updating that so that we don't end up like we are right now. We're still working on Firelight because we still haven't updated all the different ordinances and stuff. So I think that's something that we need to work on. The other thing we need to keep in mind, and this came a little bit apparent just from the our last hour meeting here on the Hurricane Valley Fire Authority, is we need to make sure that we are maintaining adequate city staffing with all the duties and responsibilities that are coming to them with the growth of the city and everything else. So it's important that we not overwork, that's not the right word, but we don't give them so much work that they're not able to accomplish it in a timely manner. So I think that would be the three issues. Three goals. First of all, we were here last week on the Planning Commission meeting, and we were able to hear the consultant bring forth the general plan survey that was given to the residents. So I think managed development would be one goal, and making sure that we keep the small town feel of Tocqueville with these developments and stuff. And I think that was one of the things that the residents brought forth on that survey. Also, like we talked about in the last hour and stuff, we need to make sure our public safety impact fees and stuff really are showing what the cost is going to be for the city with these developments and things that are going through, so that it's not put back on the residents on their property tax and things like that. Because, well, we have this new development, now we need to raise your property tax. That's not right. So I think that's important that we maintain our public safety as well as the city infrastructure. So that would be a goal. And then finally is keeping our resident taxes low. So, but, recognizing that through the commercial development, things like that, that we will get revenue in, and to make sure that that revenue offsets the impact.
Thank you. Gary?
Have you had a chance to start to count how many city council and planning commission meetings he's attended?
Well, like I said, when we moved here, one of the things that we wanted to do was attend the city council meeting so that we could get an idea of what's going on and be part of our community. So since we've moved here, we pretty much attended as many as we can. This year, I think I've missed maybe 2 city council meetings. And the last couple months, we've been coming to the public, the planning commission. Thank you.
And what about volunteering for any community service?
Volunteering, Diana and I, my wife, we volunteered for the July Independence Day event. I'm not sure how Afton arranged all that, but Diana and I ran the ring toss booth. We had a good time. It was very fun.
Thank you, Tad.
Yep.
Chuck?
I know the answer to this. So
Okay.
I'm gonna change it up just a little bit.
All right.
What do you consider your greatest achievement? If you can't count your wife and your family, now what's your greatest achievement?
Making it through 35 years as a first responder and being retired now and being here in Tocqueville.
Why is one you versus any of the other candidates?
Well, I think, from the previous interviews and stuff for both the mayor and the council, I think all your candidates have their gifts and talents. So I think that you can't go wrong picking any of them. I think any of us, I should say. I think I have the drive and the energy and the desire to represent our citizens and to represent the city of Tocqueville and to help to continue to make it a great city and to make a difference.
Thanks, Todd.
Okay, thank you. I got to stay up here now.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry. Wayne, you're up.
Did we just do this last week?
No, it was 2 weeks ago. Was it, how long was it?
Had to be 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, Wayne.
Fire away.
Joey,
Why do you feel you are qualified to be a city council member?
ask me that while you're at it.
And what experience have you had with local government?
Well, they go hand in hand. I've been a council member before, been on a board of adjustments, currently serving on the planning commission, have a lot of expertise with federal government, state and local government, and that's why I'm qualified.
Ty? 3 issues, 3 goals.
3 issues: growth, character of this town, and budget. And goals: I want to preserve the character of this town. I want to keep it rural. I want to stay in the budget because all the stuff that's coming with us right now is going to be tough. We've seen that from the fire district. So I'm budget minded. I'd still like to clean up the sidewalks and make it safe.
Thank you, Wayne. Gary?
So Wayne, how many you're on the planning commission, so don't have to ask that, but how many city council meetings have you attended, do you recall?
Most all of them.
Most all of them? And what about volunteer service?
I'm volunteering right now on the planning commission, and I've done my share of volunteering in this town, and I'll keep volunteering.
He was also in the
Not to mention Dover Park, but I won't bring that up.
Yeah, we all know that. That was
Chuck.
a good 2 years.
Other than your Christmas lights, what are your biggest achievement?
I think after last week, my greatest achievement now is staying alive, being alive right now. So, and it's great. I love it.
That's a good.
I love life.
And if I appoint you, this is an everything.
Everybody has different qualifications. I think we're all great. Just pick one.
Thank you.
Short and sweet, what you wanted.
Joe, thanks, Wayne. Angela?
You can see we're getting the same questions over and over, so try to keep it fair.
Yeah, and first of all, I'd like to apologize for being late. I didn't know I was supposed to be here, but
I probably should have.
yeah.
When you brought it in, they proposed it, and
Honestly, I've been so busy doing fire district stuff that I totally spaced.
No problem.
I'll make a blame on that one.
Yeah.
Start all over again. Everybody knows that.
Harrison, so it's fun. Sunset, start with Joey and we'll go down.
Okay.
I'll ask both questions. Why do you feel you are qualified to be a city council member, and what experience do you have with local government?
Okay. I think I have 3 basic qualifications. Number one is I love Tokerville. Okay. I love Tokerville. I've lived here for 24 years. I've raised all of my kids here. So I have a deep love for it. Also, I've been a real estate professional for the last 16 years, and I'm pretty heavily involved in the community because of that. And I'm experienced with negotiating with different types of people in different, sometimes heated situations. And I feel like I have a talent for public relations. And some of the experience that I've had is more on a political side, actually. I haven't had any experience on a city council before, but recently I've been a state delegate, a county delegate, and now I'm serving as precinct chair for the Tokerville 1 precinct. And I'm also a member of the CCC committee meeting, or committee, that's for the Republican Party. And as far as here in Tokerville, I don't know, did that answer your question? Or as far as service in Tokerville, I've done specific things, but I can address that later. Okay, because I don't want to go over my time limit. Okay.
Angela, 3 issues that you see facing Tokerville, and then 3 goals that you have.
Okay, 3 issues that I've noticed just recently is growth. We've had a ton of growth, so we need to be able to manage that growth. And we also need to create environment for prosperity so that those that move here can prosper, and also an environment of safety. So I would say growth, prosperity, and safety. And my goals would be closely related to those. My goals would be to just assist the city in however I can with managing that growth. And by the way, I'd like to say, I think the city's done an amazing job, like hiring our new city manager and redoing the whole place here, I've just noticed a big difference in the feel in our city and the organization since you've made those steps so far. So
So, how many city council and planning commission meetings have you attended this year?
probably 3. I haven't attended very many, sorry. But,
And what about volunteering for any community service?
yeah, my main community service for Tokerville, or my main experience, I should say, has been with the Miss Tokerville pageant. I've actually been a mom for my daughter who was in the royalty twice, where we did floats, we did all the stuff you do with the Tokerville royalty. And then for 3 or 4 years following that, I was the judges chairman, where I acquired judges for the Miss Tokerville pageant. I stayed with them the whole day. I trained them. And then I also, made sure that they were fair, took them out to dinner, things like that you do with the judges. And then also I've done just through the years, various small things like be in charge of the Pioneer Day Parade, which was kind of went hand in hand with like some church things going on, but they were also community things. And then also 3 of my sons did their Eagle Scout projects here in Tokerville. And you know how it is with that. Moms help a lot with that. And those were very community service oriented. One of them is the scoreboard at the baseball field was Kendall's. And then Layton's was putting all the grass in at the cemetery. And then Tyler's was building a whole bunch of picnic benches for the city park. So I was involved heavily in all of those.
Chuck?
What would you consider your greatest achievement?
So real quick, what Travis says, he's changed this for a couple things. When we did the other ones, everybody said their family, their kids, all that's been their number one thing. So minus those things, let's hear something else this time. So just
I know. It's hard as a woman not to say anything about family.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I started, so
I know. So that's probably my toughest question, actually. But I would say probably being a small business owner. I've owned 3 businesses now. I owned Southwest Medical Supplies for 6 years. And then I've also created a business out of my real estate. It's called Real Estate with Angie. And then recently I opened a new business, Upstaging St. George, and that's in conjunction with my real estate. So can I put a little plug in here? It's in my blood to serve in the city because my grandpa was mayor of Lomita, California. I grew up in Southern California, and he was an example to me. He didn't realize it, but he served on the city council for years and then was the mayor. And I remember as a little girl watching him and thinking, that'd be so cool to do that someday and to be able to give back to my community. And I would like to have that same role because I have 12 grandkids now, and I'd like to be an example to them that way too. So.
Why should we appoint you versus any other candidate?
Because I'm a strong, powerful woman who loves Tokerville.
Thank you.
thanks, Angie.
Thank you.
All right. So we've heard, once again, really good candidates for city council. And let's remember Corey Turner. He couldn't get off for tonight, so he's fighting or up at the fire station. So we all remember him. So item number 2, discuss and possible action to appoint a city council member. It's tough.
I love that you just sit back.
I know.
Right
This
back.
is you guys. I'm just,
Discussion.
I got out of that seat over there to this one, and I don't have to make decisions like this anymore. So
We'll see how well that works.
you gotta go to the bathroom.
So Mayor, the thing obviously it's the same every time. I'm actually very happy to see that we have qualified candidates again. And
Yes.
this has continued on, and Tokenville City is going to be in good hands for quite a while, which is fantastic. There you go. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how to, I wasn't making a motion. I was just telling everybody, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out, but we do have to pick one tonight. What questions do you have?
I'm gonna move that,
Oh, you don't think there's a movie?
no,
Okay.
making a motion.
Okay.
We can't take it.
You know, everyone is so great, but I've seen Todd sit in the back corner of his room every single meeting for over a year. And he has been very professional with his recommendations to the city by sending them in writing to the city manager. They were well-written, well thought out. He's attended these meetings, and I think, and the public has asked us to bring some new blood in as well, which is a consideration. But I would move that we put Todd Sands in as new city council member.
Okay. We have a motion. Any a second, or
I would second the motion.
any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion approved. Todd, you're. Nice job. Your wife will have to stay in the back though. She can't stay. So, real quick before we move on, Wayne and Angie, I would love next year if you both run as city council. So let's,
It's fast
So-
as seats open up here.
yeah, and that's the thing. This, Joey's appointment seat and Todd's seat will both have to run in November. Plus, Ty's seat is open in November. Are you two still good?
I think
Chuck's up. Chuck is up. Chuck is ready in November. So there's 4 seats that go up for election in November, plus the mayor. So if anybody wants to be the mayor, come next year, you can apply to run for mayor.
I would just like to also thank Wayne is such a valuable member
Yes,
of
he
the
is.
planning commission. And we just lost our chairperson right over there. And I just appreciate his value to the planning commission.
Give Todd the
I would think it'd be
oath of
great.
office, and he can come sit up and
Yep.
and participate in tonight's.
Yep. Diane, would you like to come up and stand by him while he does that? We can get pictures. Come on.
That's like some.
I don't want a picture. I don't want a picture.
You're gonna be in the picture too.
I'm gonna be in the picture. Put your lid down. Thanks. That way I can be in the picture. No.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Who's this? All right, we're gonna move on as soon as Todd comes up. Item 3, discussion possible action on resolution 2022, Ash Creek Special Sewer District Council representation to Administrative Council. So that was my position. I moved over to the mayor position for the Ash Creek Sewer District. And I've talked to Joey about doing this, and he said he would be on this board with me. So, and my recommendation is to put Joey on this board. So
I move that we go ahead and put Joey on the ACSSD council.
And I would second that motion, Mayor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Is that an aye?
Aye.
Oh, good job, Todd. Your first motion. Item E4, we have discussion of possible action on Bricada alarm system. We had camera system on it. We've already approved that, but now we're going to the alarm system. We have a total on this one, and we are using CARES money for this. And they were here last 2 weeks ago to talk about the Bricada thing. And Dan, thanks for the heads up on their breach and it got hacked. What they call it, hack. Well, anyways, but they've changed a lot of stuff. They've done a lot of work, so we're comfortable with that. And so the project total is, what does that say, 10,733.4?
Just for the alarm.
That's the alarm
Yeah.
system. This is in addition to the camera system.
Yep.
So I'm looking for a motion.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
Is a roll call vote. Chuck, will start on your end.
Yay.
Yay.
All right, it's approved. This item E5, discussion possible action on a nightly rental application submitted by Brad Halo. Current zoning is Ag A1. We have a,
So this is Diamond G's old house.
oh, yes,
Just so you
that's right,
guys-
on the
yeah,
highway.
Right on the highway.
Planning commission, did we, I guess it doesn't, does this still go through? Darren, go ahead.
Fellows are not here.
You can see the, basically that sealed his house and
There's one addition from last week. We did our joint utility committee meeting the day of last Wednesday for our planning commission. What happened in the interim, UDOT was unable to be to that meeting. They just had contacted me today and advised me that said, hey, you need to, when the use changes from residential to a commercial use, which a nightly rental is a commercial use, they would like a permit. And so that's really the only addition. In your package, you should have received the staff comments as per the city council or the planning commission and all of those things. So everything, there was no comments from joint utility committee members other than UDOT's. Yes.
On yours, the fifth one would be a limited access permit from UDOT.
Correct. Correct. And
Airbnbs that access off that road as well. When they come up for renewal, have we been?
yes. Yes. And any new ones anything that happens off of SR 17 will require that same permit from UDOT as it changes from residential use to that commercial use.
So that is in staff.
That is not in staff comments. It needs to be added. That's
I move that we approve business item E5 with staff comments and also with UDOT limited access permit.
Mayor,
Go ahead.
nope, you did it, Joey.
Joey, what was that?
Second.
What was that, Joey?
Okay, we have first, motion, and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that motion is approved.
You're good, man.
Calendar of events. So we're done with our business items for this evening. We have the Turkey Trot Trail Run on Thanksgiving Day, which is the 24th at 10 a.m. at the Center Street Park. We have our Christmas Crash coming up December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The old town hall will be open for that. It's going to be really fun, and I think it's going to be a really nice Christmas celebration. So that was coming up with the Christmas lighting that evening on December 3rd at 6 p.m.
And we are looking for volunteers for the crash. If anybody wants to come and like sit there, it's gonna be kind of like museum style. People can come look, but they can't touch the activities. So if anybody wants to volunteer to take a chance to sit there and.
Perfect. Do we have,
Either me or Rachel here, she's gonna finish out the year of that. So yeah, so if you've got people that you want to do that, that'd be great. Yes, yeah, for that, if you want to do that, if you've got people that want to do that.
so people can volunteer?
People need to we need people to bring their nativities and they will be responsible for setting them up and doing that. Nobody's going to touch them. And then we actually need people to sit in there while people can tour it. And it's like 2 hours on Thursday, 2 hours on Friday, and then it'll be like a 6-hour deal on Saturday. So
volunteers are needed.
So yeah,
For-
we'll start a list. Yes, for
for
sure. Okay, you'll do it.
activities
Okay,
and for sitting and
Okay.
watching.
great.
Dan, you had something real quick?
Yeah, what you're doing, yeah, Reese, across the very things.
Oh,
December 17th.
It's December 17th. Yep.
Thank you for reminding me. And Greg, you're running that again. Awesome. It was so good last year. Be in there.
There's flyers for that up front.
Jake,
I just want to, I love the oath that Todd took, it reminded me of defending the Constitution. And we're having problems with voting integrity. I hope that you all will reach out to our county commissioners this week and let them know that it's really important that we have some auditing done in our voting systems. The commissioners actually can have an audit done on their end this week. So hopefully reach out to them as city council and mayor.
There only one other item that's,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
so we had talked about the Levi Savage Monument. Do
Yes.
we have
so
something for that
just,
yet?
just a little bit of, one of the family members of the Levi Savage has passed away. And there is so they're going to postpone our unveiling until after the first of the year. And we will get a date set on that. So when we'll have, I kind of want to have a big to do when we unveil the monument. I'm not sure who it was. I wasn't told. I was just told that someone passed away. Gary, you had something?
We normally have an annual Christmas lighting contest that could be
Oh,
added.
yeah.
I would recommend the judging be done on December 17th, let's say, so that way people have plenty of time. Former winners and other people that wanted to enroll in that contest, not enroll, but participate in it, often claimed that the judging was done too early before their lights were all done. So I'd like to give enough time.
Is that prior to the meeting?
We actually were not planning on doing that this year.
Really?
The Christmas tree lighting competition,
Uh-oh.
yes, we actually were not. We had lots of complaints last year, people felt the judging was just strictly going to city council members year after year. They felt like they were getting enough recognition. So we were gonna give out a map that just says, hey, if you would like to be, we're gonna give out a map that this is where the Christmas lights are in our city, that you would like to go to. So,
Well, go ahead, Ty.
I just say bull crap. I don't care. Let's do what we've done every year in the past. I haven't won. Have you won?
who's gonna be, yeah.
Chuck
Have you won?
Chuck and I have
Okay. All right. Well, we know who the guilty parties are.
Okay, I'm officially declaring that I am not eligible to win anymore.
You can put lights up in my house.
So you can see the controversy.
And Wayne has done the same thing. Once
Yes,
we
that's what I'm
win,
saying. So it's like, now who are we gonna exclude? Who are we
Well, you got the
not?
Youngs out there. They got
Mr. Matt,
beautiful.
So Rachel and I were like, this year, we're gonna hand out a map that says, this is where Christmas lights are in our city. Go see them.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, first of all, I think before we make a decision on something like this in the future, it ought to go to the council to decide.
Well,
Before
Rachel-
somebody else decided that we're not
Rachel
gonna.
was the council person over
She
culture
was.
and rec when we decided this.
But you've left
It
it,
was,
so
it was delegated. to
it's
Rachel.
like previous administration leaves, it's ballpoint pen, you change it all back. You know, that's just how it works in
Todd,
the big
now you're
house.
over culture and rec.
I am.
Thank you.
I got no culture, so I don't know about that.
You married some, you married some. What do you guys want to do? You want to hold or are we not doing it? I don't put enough lights up. I don't,
I'm never gonna win. So
Me either.
I've just noticed more and more people are putting lights out
because
they
want to win.
well,
I
it
just,
just seems like the community is getting lit up
They
more
are.
and more each year. I don't know if the
They call it
content.
Tokerville, huh?
Yeah.
The only input I can say is that the holidays are always about traditions, and this tradition's been going on as long as I can remember in the
Right.
Sunbelt. So, like,
I think we should give it.
Sorry, Afton.
We can't make motion on it tonight.
No, we're not. We never did motion on it before, so. All right.
It just happened.
Question, different topic. I saw on the sign in Tokerville about a 98%.
You're an hour late. You're an hour and 46 minutes late.
I know, but I had just found out about it, so, just wondering what happened.
The city says we're not gonna go for it. Yeah, so quick and easy. All right,
Suggestion, I think just encourage everyone to, to.
be festive.
Be festive and put up lights and enjoy the lights that are up. And our star would be there.
I'm here, over here.
Whoa. Throwing it down. Yeah, like that. Throwing a star will be the big.
All right, I need a motion hang on a second. Yes. So we need a closed session tonight, so I need a motion.
Mayor, I move we go into closed session for discussion of property acquisition.
second.
And litigation.
pending litigation and character and competence of an individual.
So all of those things.
There's a motion, have a second? Yep. Second, so moved, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, guys, we gotta kick you out this time. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the participation.